Hi, Scott Miller, national baseball columnist, CBSSports.com, with Joe Mauer of the Minnesota Twins here in Fort Myers, Florida today. Joe, the American League Most Valuable Player last year, the batting champion, won a Gold Glove. The way I figure it, you're probably hosed for the Comeback Player of the Year award for this year.
I guess so, but last year was a great year, and we're trying to build off of that. And what happened last year, and we're looking forward to 2010.
I'll roll to that in just a second, but one last thing about last year, what was that like in terms of an odd year? You missed the first month, you come back, you had such a good year yourself, and then beyond that, the Twins, the way the Twins stormed back and caught the Tigers at the end, game 163, for my money, probably the best, most exciting game of the entire postseason. Looking back in the review, what was that whole season like?
It was like a roller coaster. For me personally, started off, obviously I didn't start with the team, so it was kind of at one of the lows. But, we played some good baseball. We never really put it together until that last couple months, and we just kind of hung around and, overcoming the adversity that we had, with Morneau going down and Slowey and some of our key guys to make a run like we did. Now looking back on it, we did something pretty special last year.
And I know it's also something to build off of because you have the momentum from that, plus a pretty solid team this year. Adding guys like Orlando Hudson, J.J. Hardy, Jim Thome. It seems like there are fewer roster questions this year than maybe ever with the Twins. I look around, it looks set.
Yeah, we made some great moves this offseason, bringing in Hudson and Thome, obviously, but I think one of the bigger ones was bringing back Carl Pavano.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big reason of our success late last year, and kind of took that head role in the staff, and guys kind of rallied around him too. But we made some good moves, and we look pretty good on paper, but we still got to play the games.
There is that, and you're also going to look pretty darn good in Target Field. It seems like. What are your thoughts on going to the great outdoors in Minnesota?
I'm looking forward to it. Target Field's a first-class facility, and I really don't believe it's ours just yet. But it'll be fun. The weather might be a little dicey there early on, but baseball's meant to be played outside, and that's what we're going to get to do this year.
What? Any early thoughts on how it's going to play? Hitter's ballpark, pitcher's ballpark, wait and see?
I think it's more of a wait and see. One thing I notice is there's not a whole lot of foul territory, so that might head towards the hitters a little bit. But, as far as the ball flies and things like that, I think it'll play a lot like the Metrodome did, which I think was a pretty fair park. But we're just going to have to wait and see.
I know I've talked to some pitchers. Your pitchers have noticed there's not much foul territory. You may have heard a few things from them on that.
Yeah. It's that's obviously, for me, one of the first things I checked was the backstop. If a ball did get behind me, which way it would bounce off and things like that. But pitchers tend to look at the foul territory and how short the fences are.
I figure, everybody makes a lot about catchers' legs and how long they last. I figure with less foul territory, very little foul territory, that may be great for you.
Well, yeah, probably not a whole lot big of a difference, but it's playing outside is going to be different, but it's going to be fun too.
All right. Obviously, it should be a great race. You guys seem loaded moving into Target Field. I got one last question for you. I looked at the schedule. I didn't go all the way to the end. Who do you guys have in game 163 this year?
I hope nobody. I hope we get it done before then. But, 2 years in a row, that doesn't happen a whole lot. But, we put ourselves in position there late in the season, and hopefully we can get it done a little bit before game 163.
Last year, the Twins beat the Tigers in game 163. 2 years ago, a tough loss to the White Sox. And it's odd, too, the 1-0 loss. And here Thome hit the home run. Ancient history, I know, but here he is now to help you guys again.
Yeah, he's a Hall of Fame type player, and anytime you can bring a guy in like that is great. And I think he's even bigger. Being in the clubhouse, he's a great guy, and the guy's been around for 19, 20 years in the big leagues. So, I'm going to be watching him and trying to learn as much as I can from him.
All right, Joe, I'll let you go. I know you have a lot to do. Scott Miller, CBSSports.com with Joe Mauer, as the Twins get set to move into Target Field and see what happens in 2010.